Greetings to everyone. In our last lecture, we talked about the basic characteristics of cloning vectors. So, we are proceeding further in this regard. Cloning vectors are vectors which are used to transmit the genome or transmit the desired piece of DNA into the target organism. Okay, so obviously, if I'm talking about cloning vectors, we need to understand one thing, that these cloning vectors must have a very high copy number. What is this copy number? Copy number means they should be able to make multiple copies of themselves. So I discussed already the desired characteristics of a cloning vector. We also talked about that these cloning vectors are having uh, obviously high rate of replication, easy to handle. They should have maximum number of unique restriction endonuclease, site for more than one restriction endonuclease. So we are going to now talk about a plasmid, which is a cloning vector. Yesterday, I also told you what plasmid is. So this is a cloning vector which is known as PBR322. So this PBR322 plasmid was first isolated from E. coli, and it is an excellent cloning vector. Later on, it is utilized to the maximum. Okay, so what are the natural site present for cloning vector? Obviously, as I told you, that every organism is having ability to carry a specific genetic load. Consider our cells are programmed to carry 46 chromosomes. Cells can manage 46 chromosomes replication, 46 chromosomes duplication, distribution, everything very perfectly. But if suddenly in human cell number of chromosomes becomes 50 to 50, the cell will not be able to manage them. Okay. So in original cloning vector, that is PBR322, certain modification is made for a few purposes. First of all, you need to have a site where you can insert the DNA that you want to insert. I just wish to share something. Consider I have cell number 1. Okay. I have a specific unique site present in cell number 1. Okay. And I am very much interested about this much motion. I want to transmit into cell number 2, which itself is a having a specific DNA segment. So I just want to transfer this much piece of DNA here. Obviously, DNA doesn't have legs that it will start walking from here and go to cell number 2. So in between, I require something. So what I will do is, so obviously, as a medium, I require something which is the plasmid. So I will make some certain kind of alteration in this plasmid, and I will add a few very interesting part. And then I will transmit this into cell number 2. So once the cell number 2 is having that plasmid, that is, it's having it will definitely carry the character which is present in this cell. It is in cell number 2. Understood? So this is the basic funda. But I want to put a stress over here that this plasmid is having a definite ability to replicate. A specific base pair of size it can manage, which it almost has. Now, if I am inserting a gene, it will be an additional load for that plasmid. Will it be able to transmit it? So I need to make some kind of alteration. Apart from that, this is the situation of plasmid. Consider the situation if I am using a viral DNA or a disease-causing virus as a vector. In such cases, I need to deactivate the virulent gene. Otherwise, what will happen?
तो उसके अंदर हम डालेंगे भी तो अफेक्ट हो जाएगा डिजीज हो जाएगा
उसको खुद को ही डिजीज हो जाएगी. So वो जिएगा ही नहीं तो नेक्स्ट जनरेशन में ट्रांसमिट क्या करेगा और खुद क्या इफेक्ट दिखाएगा, isn't it? So here in case of PBR322 marker, you can see very nicely that there are different restriction endonuclease site, that is PST1, PVU1, EcoR1, CLA1, HIND1, BAMH1, SAL1. Apart from that, there is ROP and ORI. Can anyone tell me what is ORI? So the origin of replication is something which is very important and it is responsible for the position where the replication starts. So origin of replication we should preserve. While deleting some part of plasmid, we should be careful that by mistake we should not really delete the origin of replication. Okay. Apart from that, can you see something like AMPR and TETR is present there? Can you tell me what are these? Antibiotic resistance. Now the question is, why we require antibiotic resistance genes? You know, I told you that when I am obviously inserting some kind of piece of DNA into the cell, whenever I am doing that, obviously and but obviously, it is very important for us to make sure that we identify the cells in which successful insertion of the vector is done. Understood? Matlab samjho, if I am talking about here in this specific case, I am inserting cell 1 DNA component into cell 2. But it's not always that the successful insertion is possible. Sometimes it may be possible it doesn't get inserted. Because we cannot control DNA and plasmids up to that extent. Na, beta? So out of 1,000 cells I am infecting, maybe 1, 2 or 10, no one knows the number. The key cells will be there where actually the insertion is there. Where there is actual insertion. So how to identify the cells where there is actual insertion? So this ampicillin resistance and tetracycline resistance are the cases if I am putting the green piece here somewhere in the ampicillin resistance and in tetracycline resistance. The continuity of the antibiotic resistance will be gone. I hope I am able to make you understand. Let me tell you it in a better way. Consider this part is responsible for ampicillin resistance. Obviously, there is a sequence for this. There is a sequence of this. Now, obviously, in this specific sequence, if something is interrupting it, sequence is maintained, but in between something else is there. What will happen? Do you think ampicillin resistance will be successfully functioning over here?
Expression.
होगा ही नहीं, because the reading frame will be changed. So the normal vectors or normal plasmids where the foreign gene is not inserted successfully will be resistant to antibiotic. But the genes where successful insertion is there will not be resistance to antibiotic. So based on that, these are called selectable markers. These genes and antibiotic resistant genes are known as selectable marker. I request everyone to pay attention. This portion is present in textbook in a way that you will definitely get confused. So kindly pay attention. So what is a selectable marker? Selectable marker is something on the basis of which you can understand, okay, when I am going for plasmid, insertion of foreign part in plasmid, is the insertion successful or not? Okay. So how I am making it sure? If insertion is successful, the antibiotic resistance gene will be flanked or will be interrupted by the target gene. So what will happen? The antibiotic resistance will not be there. So cases where in PBR322 the target thing is inserted, gene is inserted, the cell will not be antibiotic resistant. And if it is there, the cell will be antibiotic resistant. So I want everyone to come into the picture of cloning vector, that is PBR322. You can next see a part which is called ROP. What is this ROP? ROP are replication proteins. That means these are the genes which is responsible for production of protein which promotes the replication of the plasmid. So obviously we cannot dare to touch two zones. What are the two zones of PBR322 plasmid that should be there as it is? ROP and origin. Why we cannot dare? Because if they are interrupted, then this plasmid will not have the ability to replicate. Okay. So that is the structure of cloning vector of PBR322. And you can see, as I mentioned, that each and every vector should have unique restriction endonuclease site for lot many endonuclease. You can see how many restriction sites are present in PBR322. Can you count and tell me? Check. It is 8. But is anywhere it is there that cell H1 is having site at more than one place? Cell H1 is having site at more than one place. Is it there? No. So this is what we mean by unique site for lot many restriction endonuclease. So I can cut these small piece of plasmid DNA at 8 places by as per my desire. It will depend on me कि मुझे कहाँ पे मेरी gene insert करनी है. But there are no chances of mistakes. If I am cutting by using cell H1, I know that what is the place that will be getting cut. Okay. So that is about the PBR322 plasmid. These understood, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I am moving ahead now. We already talked about origin of replication, that it is the site from which DNA is starting. to get replicated. So that is how they said that bacterial cell can be of two types. Acha, one more doubt students have. I'm just mentioning it here. Although I am drawing this plasmid out of the bacterial cell, and in your textbook also, when diagram is drawn, it is drawn only the structure of plasmid. Just understand, plasmid cannot survive without cell. So although I am mentioning it like this, definitely cell is there. Huh? So this is my cell number 3. Okay. Many times students have this kind of mistake. Plasmid, because plasmids does not have any existent other than the cell. So this is the third bacterial cell that I am using as a mode of transfer of gene from one to another. Understood? Clear? So if this third bacterial cell is having green piece of DNA, I will call it a transformed cell. If not, I will call it a non-transformed cell. Okay. So here, as it is mentioned that in PBR322, ampicillin and tetracycline resistance is there. But apart from these, kanamycin, chloramphenicol, all these resistance gen can be there. Okay. Acha, now this selectable marker can be used in many ways. Consider if this plasmid is transferred into cell number 2. Okay. The cell number 2, which was initially not resistant to antibiotic, will get resistance towards antibiotic. So how will I identify the cell number 2? I will grow the cells. Consider I want to the cell number 1 plasmid to be inserted or selected piece of DNA to be inserted in cell number 2. Now at this point, after insertion, I treated 1000 cells, but out of them 10 of them are transformed. So how will I identify those 10? I cannot see them. No? So that is where the role of marker comes. Two ways are there. First of all, if the cells are already resistant, by insertion of gene, they will be non-resistant. And if cells are not resistant, by insertion of plasmid into them, the cells will be resistant. So what I will do, I will grow them into the medium which is having ampicillin and tetracycline. So what will happen? The normal cell 3, where plasmid is not inserted, will die in that medium. So the only colony that I am getting will be of what? Will be of the transformed cell, where this green piece of DNA is there. Understood or not? Should I repeat? Take 1 minute time and understand. देखो बेटा, ये जो सेल 1 है ना, इसमें ग्रीन वाला जीन है जो मुझे सेल नंबर 2 में डालना है. So I am just entering it, making it enter through the plasmid. Okay. Now once the plasmid is there in cell number 2, along with the desired green piece of gene, it is having antibiotic resistance gene also. आप PBR322 का diagram देखो on your screen. So along with the desired piece of gene, it will have the what? Antibiotic resistant gene. Now, in the case where successful insertion of plasmid is done, उसके केस में क्या होगा? Cell will be antibiotic resistant. और अगर successful insertion नहीं हुआ है तो क्या होगा? Cell will not be antibiotic resistant. अब आप क्या कर रहे हो? ये सारे जो बैक्टीरिया जिनको आपने ट्रीट किया है, उनको कौन से प्लेट में ग्रो कर रहे हो? प्लेट तो पता है ना, पेट्री डिश, उसमें बैक्टीरिया को ग्रो करते हैं. एंड उसमें वो मीडियम जिसमें बैक्टीरिया ग्रो होगा उसमें मैंने क्या मिक्स कर दिया, आई मिक्स एंटीबायोटिक। तो अब क्या हो रहा है, जिस सेल के अंदर ये प्लाज्मिड नहीं है वो सेल उस मीडियम में ग्रो ही नहीं कर सकता है क्योंकि उसके पास एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंस नहीं है, ठीक है। और जिसमें ये चला गया है वो क्या करेगा, सक्सेसफुली ग्रो करेगा क्योंकि उसमें एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंस है। अंडरस्टूड। तो क्या एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंस देना मेरा एम है? नहीं, फिर भी मैं एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंस के जीन क्यों डाल रही हूँ? क्यों ग्रो नहीं? What is the role of antibiotic resistance over here? Dish, can you tell me? इसका तो कोई
Ma'am,
लेना देना
because
नहीं है।
the
Yes.
ma'am, because the DNA is carried out to a restriction site which is present in antibiotic resistance gene, so it will be a role.
No, no. What is the aim of significance of this antibiotic resistance site? Yes, Yesha.
ये पता करने के लिए कि जीन किसमें एक्सप्रेस हो रहा है।
किनमें जीन गया है, किसमें नहीं गया। So here I am not at all interested to give this property to the cell. My aim is not to make cell antibiotic resistant, but still I am concentrating on it. Why? Why I am concentrating? Because I want to use it as a marker. मुझे कैसे पता चलेगा कि 1000 में से कौन सा सेल है या कौन से सेल है जिसके अंदर मेरी डीएनए की सक्सेसफुल इंसर्शन हुई है? वो तभी पता कर सकते हैं ना जब मुझे कोई मार्कर मिले। थोड़े ना वो दिखेंगे माइक्रोस्कोप के नीचे या किसी के नीचे। सिंगल सेल देख के तुमको थोड़े ना पता चलेगा कि इसकी डीएनए में डिजायर्ड चेंज हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ है। अंडरस्टूड दिस पार्ट? दिश, पता चला?
Yes, ma'am.
So we will move ahead. अब क्लोनिंग साइट, आप देखो, as I said ke there will be vector needs a single very few recognition sites for restriction endonuclease, that I already discussed. Ab you can see here the thing that now I am inserting the alien DNA in the ampicillin or tetracycline resistance gene. Okay. So now what will happen? If in case of normal plasmid, this is having antibiotic resistance. Okay. As soon as I am inserting my foreign gene in antibiotic तो जब तक उसके एंटीबायोटिक वाले साइट्स थे अपनी तरीके से, तब तक क्या हुआ था, वो एंटीबायोटिक के लिए रेजिस्टेंस दे रहा। अब मैंने ये छोटी सी ग्रीन वाली पीस इसमें डाली। अब ये ग्रीन वाली पीस अगर डालते वक्त अगर मैंने BAM H1 साइट में डाला है, आई वांट एवरीवन टू लुक इनटू द स्क्रीन। BAM H1 कौन से एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंस के वहां पे है? इन केस ऑफ टेट्रासाइक्लिन रेजिस्टेंस, इजंट इट? तो अब अगर वहां BAM H1 साइट में कट करके उसके बीच में मैंने ग्रीन वाली पीस डाल दी है, डू यू थिंक द bacteria will be any longer tetracycline resistant? बोलो। क्या है? What it is? That I don't. I'm talking about BAM-H1 cell. Do you think it will be tetracycline resistant? Dish, what do you think? अगर BAM-H1
Yes, ma'am, it will be.
कैसे बेटा? पिंक वाली
Ma'am,
साइड
you
जो टेट्रासाइक्लिन रेजिस्टेंस है, इसकी रीडिंग फ्रेम का कंटिन्यूटी नहीं टूट जाएगा?
मैम बट वो टेट्रासाइक्लिक मीडियम में ही तो है, तो फिर वो उसके मीडियम में ही होगा ना कंसिस्टेंट।
नहीं नहीं, मीडियम से कोई लेना देना नहीं बेटा। मीडियम हमें सिलेक्ट करने में मदद करता है। मीडियम में वो ग्रो होगा कि नहीं होगा, वो इस पे डिपेंडेंट है कि उसके पास वो रेजिस्टेंस जीन है कि नहीं। कंसीडर करो ये एम्पिसिलिन रेजिस्टेंस है, इसकी एक सीक्वेंस है दैट इज ATCCAT। ओके, अब मैं क्या कर रही हूँ, इसको कट कर रही हूँ और यहाँ पे मेरा जीन डाल रही हूँ ATC और यहाँ पे CAT। इसके बीच में मेरा ग्रीन वाला जीन अंदर घुस रहा है। BAM-H1 से कट करके मैंने ये ग्रीन वाली जीन डाली है जो GGC। तो डू यू थिंक कि ये जो सेल एम्पिसिलिन रेजिस्टेंस था वो अब एम्पिसिलिन रेजिस्टेंस को अब क्या होगा? नहीं रहेगा ना? अंडरस्टूड व्हाट आई एम सेइंग?
यस मैम।
तो दैट इज अनदर वे ऑफ फाइंडिंग कि तुम्हारी प्लाज्मिड में ग्रीन वाली पीस गई है कि नहीं। सो व्हाट इज द बेसिस ऑफ फाइंडिंग आउट के जीन गया है कि नहीं? अगर ये जीन तुमने किसी और जगह पे इंसर्ट किया, कौन सी जगह पे? एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंस के अलावा किसी और जगह पे, तो वो एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंस रहेगा, उसमें कोई असर नहीं होगा। और जो नॉर्मल सेल है वो एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंस के जगह पे ग्रो नहीं करेगा और जो रिकम्बिनेंट सेल है फिर भी वो ग्रो करेगा। बट अगर तुम्हारी फॉरेन डीएनए को तुमने उस जगह पे डाला, कहाँ पे? कोई भी दोनों में से कोई भी एक एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंस के जगह पे डाला, तो क्या होगा? दैट सेल विल बी नो लॉन्गर एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंट। तो अब तुम कैसे पता कर सकते हो? दैट इज ऑल्सो अ मार्कर, नो? किसी भी चीज को पता करने के दो तरीके हो सकते हैं, आइदर इट इज गेटिंग एक्सप्रेस्ड और इट इज नॉट गेटिंग expressed. Both the way we can find it out. Understood? Yes, no? Up, let's take 1 minute break and think about it and let me know what. So now we will talk about the insertional inactivation. As I said to you that if the target gene is inserted either into ampicillin resistance gene or in between tetracycline resistant gene, then the plasmid will no longer be antibiotic resistant. इतना तो सबको समझ में आ गया है? I don't think इसमें किसी को कोई डाउट। So there will be inactivation of antibiotic resistance gene, and this inactivation is due to what? Due to insertion of the foreign gene. So this is known as insertional inactivation. So how to use it as a marker? इसको हम किसके लिए यूज कर रहे हैं? एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंस में मैंने पहले ही बोला, our main aim is not to make any cell antibiotic resistant or not resistant. Then also we are so much interested in them. Why? Because we want to use them as a selectable marker. Okay, so what we can do, you can look into this diagram over here. This is the transformed cell. What do we mean by transformed cell? Transformed cell is the cell which is having marker with the target gene, and I am also having non-transformed cells where the plasmid is not there. I am growing both of them in nutrient medium containing ampicillin for overnight. Okay, so if I am inserting any target gene and recombinant, I am inserting it into the tetracycline resistance area. So what will be the situation? Low resistance and ampicillin and tetracycline. So I am inserting foreign gene where? Into tetracycline. So will the transform cell be tetracycline resistant? Yes, no. I am inserting the foreign gene into PBRT322 tetracycline resistant area. Will the plasmid or cell containing plasmid be any longer tetracycline resistant? No. No. But will it be ampicillin resistant? Yes. Understood? So now the non-transformed cell is not having the plasmid. Is it having plasmid? Can you see the image? So will it be tetracycline resistant? Will it be ampicillin resistant? उसके पास प्लाज्मिड ही नहीं है, दोनों में से कोई रेजिस्टेंस नहीं है. अंडरस्टूड? यस और नो? अब अगर उसको आप न्यूट्रिएंट मीडिया कंटेनिंग एम्पिसिलिन ग्रो कर रहे हो, विल द नॉन ट्रांसफॉर्म सेल्स ग्रो? लेट मी नो, बताओ. ये नॉन ट्रांसफॉर्म सेल है जिसके पास प्लाज्मिड है ही नहीं. वो प्लाज्मिड भी नहीं है, ओरिजिनल वाला भी नहीं, इंसर्टेड वाला भी नहीं है. So will it have resistance for any of the antibiotics? No, na. So if I am growing those cells into nutrient medium containing ampicillin, will these non-transformed cells grow? They will not grow because ampicillin is going to kill them, isn't it? But will the transformed cells grow? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So the colony, the ampicillin resistance colony I am getting are of transformed cells. Understood? So these are three types of cells I am getting. You know, this method is known as colony hybridization. It's not mentioned here. I wish to talk about it. What happens is, whenever we go for recombinant DNA technology, kindly pay attention because this part is not described in anywhere. Suddenly the conception is brought. What we do is, there is a master plate which is having all types of colony. Okay, it is having non-transformed, it is having transformed with non-recombinant vector. That means plasmid is getting inserted, but that the plasmid doesn't have the target gene. So I wish to draw about three of the cells. I wrote down third one. No, so one is cell number 2. Okay, one is this one. That is cell number 1, cell number 2, and third one is the case where, or let me rub it and draw it once again so that you can understand it better. So three types of cells will be found. First type of cell is the non-transformed cell. Okay, so what is this non-transformed cell? Non-transformed cells are cells which is having its own genetic material. So all of them will be having their own genetic material. Nothing is inserted in them. So they have only own genetic material. I want everyone to note it down. Nothing is okay. So what is my cell number 2? The cell number 2 is transformed or it is the cell which is transformed with non-recombinant plasmid. Means, what do we mean by this? In this case, the plasmid is there, but that plasmid doesn't carry the green part. Okay, so it is having structure like this. The third characteristics or the third type of cells are, that is transformed with recombinant plasmid. So how I am getting these three, I am just telling you. ठीक है, तो मेरे पास एक सेल था, so cell with desired gene. So my desired gene was, what was the color of desired gene? It was green in color. Okay. Now I have another cell which is cell with plasmid. So this cell is having obviously its own genetic material as well as the plasmid. Understood? So what I am doing? I am preparing this piece of DNA and inserting it here. Okay. So what is this? This is my PBR322. But this PBR322 is the normal one. Understood? Normal one मतलब इसमें क्या क्या होगा बेटा? इसमें ROP होगा, ORI होगा. It will be both ampicillin resistant as well as tetracycline resistant. Understood? अब मैं क्या कर रही हूँ? I am getting the third category of cell, and this third category of cell is the one with so I will write it, cell with non-recombinant plasmid, and this is the cell with अब फिर मैं क्या कोशिश करूंगी? When I am trying to insert this plasmid, I will get three of these possibilities. Understood? Now I just want to just give me a moment till the time you like draw this diagram.
That makes sense.
So obviously in this case the bacteria or plasmid will be ampicillin resistance and tetracycline resistance. Understood? But अगर उसको मैं SAL1 या BAMH1 से कट कर रही हूँ, as you can see in the structure of plasmid, अगर उसको मैं BAMH1 से कट कर रही हूँ तो उसकी टेट्रासाइक्लिन रेजिस्टेंस नहीं रहेगा. So the cell with recombinant plasmid जो होगा, it will be only ampicillin resistant. Understood? तो यहाँ ये जो 3 सेल्स बने हैं, सेल नंबर 1, 2 and 3, उनमें से कौन किस में रेजिस्टेंट होंगे नहीं होंगे, दैट यू पीपल आर गोइंग टू टेल मी.
ये किसी में नहीं होगा। सेल पर किसी में भी मतलब किसी को रेजिस्ट नहीं करता।
So it will be not resistance to any. It will not be resistant to anything. Okay. Now transformed with non-recombinant plasmid dish, what it will be? Will it be resistant with anything?
It will be.
It will be resistant to what?
My plasma.
It will be resistant to
Ampicillin and tetracycline.
both. So it will be ampicillin resistance as well as it will have tetracycline resistance. And this will be having ampicillin resistance. So now you can understand these 3 types of cells which are produced due to insertion of cloning vector can be easily screened by using this selectable marker. I want everyone to write down this whole scheme, or you can take a screenshot, because this is something you should be able to understand. By the same time, I wish to say there are other types of markers which are known as scorable markers. They are not selectable, they are scorable. So the scorable markers are markers which are having genes which will give you visible change. इसमें हम insertion हुआ है नहीं हुआ है, we cannot understand by looking into it. We have to grow them into a medium with antibiotic, and then only we can decide. But there are genes by insertion of which you can see the insertion. How? There are genes of green fluorescence protein. If you are adding it into plasmid as a scorable marker, not selectable, as a scorable marker, the cell in which successful insertion is there. Okay, I forgot to draw the cell with successful insertion. Horrible. So the cell where successful insertion is there will definitely have the green fluorescent protein expression. So those cells will glow in the dark. Okay. Similarly, there is a medium called X-gal. One enzyme gives pink colony in the X-gal medium. It will give a pink colony. So you can understand all other color colonies are non-transformed. Only the pink colonies will be of transform. So that these type of markers where you can look into it, see and identify, we call them scorable marker, and this is called selectable marker. Now you can write it down. So this is like the scheme that I drawn, and I already explained to this part that this is tetracycline gene which is inactive in case of recombinant and it is active in case of non-recombinant. So if I am having master plating and replica plating, so I wish to talk about here what is this master plate and replica plate. So master plate is the plate without any antibiotic. So there all types of cells grow. We don't disturb that master plate. What we do, there are replica plating technique instrument. If that is ready-made instrument is not available, we can prepare it by using velvet, by sterilized velvet. ऐसे बहुत simple technique है. एक ऐसा glass type होता है, उसके नीचे velvet लगी हुई होती है, and that whole thing is sterilized. What you will do, you will keep master plate like this. You mark an arrow to point the direction. Understood? Put that velvet thing onto it, just touch the surface of the master plate. So what will happen? If I am having the if the master plate is like this, where colonies are there, I will just touch the velvet paper like this. I will put one arrow over here to understand the direction. So once I am touching it like this, the bacterium present in those colonies will touch at those specific position of the velvet paper, although we cannot see them. Now, if this is my master plate, okay, now I have like the replica plate one, which has ampicillin in medium, and I have another plate that is called replica plate. This is having tetracycline in the medium. Now, up, what will happen out of these colonies? Understand, this is the recombinant one. Okay, so this colony is the recombinant, or rather, let's go to the act calculation. You people will tell me what. Let me draw the replica plating, and you please tell me. So what I will do, I will take that velvet paper instrument, touch it over there, and then I will touch it over here and here. So what will happen? The bacterial colonies which are present in master plate will, those bacteria will be inoculated. Don't worry about the term. Inoculation means addition of bacterium into medium, or addition of any microbes into medium, or anything into medium is called inoculation. So these bacteria will fall into the same place. Okay, now I wish to draw here the colonies. So the plate where ampicillin is there, these three colonies grow, and the plate tetracycline is there, only these two colonies grow. So can you like tell me if I am naming them as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? Out of these 5 colonies, which one were normal? Which one is transformed with non-recombinant plasmid, and which one is transformed with recombinant plasmid? And think and tell me. Ampicillin medium narrow. This is replica plate with ampicillin medium, and this is replica plate. Chalo, I will write with. I told with. So Shama, we want to try. You can try. There is no problem if it is wrong. क्योंकि मैं सुनी नहीं दे जिया क्यों she will try, although she is not sure that she will be wrong or right. Anyone else from back side? Kausha, try. Krishan बोलना चाहते हो? बोलो बेटा, कोई बात नहीं, गलत हो. डिफिकल्ट है, दैट्स व्हाई मैं इसको अलग अलग तरीके से समझा रही हूँ. बोलो. आउट ऑफ दिस 1 2 3 4 इसमें से कौन से नॉर्मल है? आई विल टेल. नॉन रिकम्बिनेंट, or rather to say normal cell without plasmid, transformed cell with non-recombinant plasmid, आपस में डिस्कशन नहीं करना है, मुझे बोलना है।
सेकंड वाला
Please see.
सेकंड वाले में रिकम्प्लीट, थर्ड वाले में नॉट।
मुझे ये तीनों के नंबर्स बता दो, इसका इसका और this you also try. I will tilt it so that you can see up to the end. बोलो इश।
That first page 3 or 4. It was similarly grown in
Very good.
second में not component में वो 1 or 2
Very good.
और last में 3.
This is the correct interpretation. अगर आपको समझ में आया है then you understood. Otherwise, take your time. Ask me questions if you don't understand.
Ma'am, 4, 5 ऐसे mark.
So we can identify, no, by looking into the position of colony in the first page. That's why I put arrow.
अच्छा, okay, position.
Position of colony we can identify, no.
Yes, ma'am.
So in this case, the 3 or 4 is not growing in any antibiotic containing medium. That means no plasmid is there. It is non-transformed cell. Understood? In these cases, both of them are transformed. But in case of 1 and 2, you can see that 1 and 2 grows in ampicillin and tetracycline both. So that means it is having plasmid, but normal plasmid. Foreign DNA is not there. Only in case of 5, it is growing in ampicillin, but not in tetracycline. Why? Because insertional inactivation is there. So by using this technique, we can easily identify the recombinant cells. Okay. So now, as I said about the chromogenic mass substances, that is color producing substances, they can be used as a scorable marker, like enzyme beta galactosidase. The enzyme beta galactosidase will give blue colored colony in presence of chromogenic material. They will give you blue colored colony. But if the gene beta galactosidase is in between the beta galactosidase gene, the DNA, foreign DNA is inserted, then what will happen? Insertional inactivation. So transformed cells with recombinant plasmid will not have blue colony. So by looking into the color, you can identify. Can you see this picture? So white colonies and blue colonies. So white colonies are the one where, okay. So in our next lecture, we will talk about the different types of vectors. We will discuss further. So keep ready with your questions. We will make in our next lecture. Bye to all of you.